It's finally spring here in Texas, and now, well, I mean, look at it. The skies are blue, there's lots of clouds and sunshine, but most importantly, everything is green. And I mean, like, there's a lot of green. Yeah, there's like a lot of green everywhere, and there's so much green. But, when I think of green, I don't think about nature. I don't think about nature at all. When I think of green, I end up thinking about. Yeah, that's right, we're talking about Hulk 2003 merchandise, and I mean like the toys, like this and this. And also some other random 2003 Hulk stuff that I have. Okay, you can see it's a lot better, and now we have a lot of green, and a lot of mean, and a lot of whatever this is to go through. So first on the list, we'll go with the Smash and Go Hulk figures. I really don't know what to think about these things. They're pretty good. Overall paint apps were fun. I enjoyed this one as a kid the most. This one I recently got. This one is at least reminiscent of the tank throwing scene and looks pretty cool. And yeah, sure, I could buy Hulk riding on this thing to go somewhere, I guess. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be him coming out of the rubble like in the movie? Okay, but I don't really know why this needed to be a smash and go thing. You were just fine just using this. Regardless, I like them both. They both look good. Okay, except for that. The face on this one actually isn't as good as the tank one, but... Ooh. Yeah, it looks like they skipped out on the paint for the face here, but regardless, I still like them both. As to whether or not they both work... No. And... Okay. Yep, it works. It works just fine. Alright, here's the next one. This is just the Hulk Walkie-talkie. You probably remember a lot of these. This thing came in a 2-pack. They did some for Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, and they did a ton of these back in the day. Nowadays, nobody uses a toy for a walkie-talkie. It's just kind of a neat thing to have. It's a cool shelf piece, but at the end of the day, it's not really much of a figure. No, it doesn't work even with batteries inside this thing. I've tried it. Sadly, there's a lot of paint missing. I mean, you can see some purple right here, some green right here. You can also turn it over and see some random specks of paint that are missing and chipped off. The hair also has a lot of, well, you can see right here, has a lot of green, which means paint has come off. Overall, the facial sculpt is really good. They did a lot of good detail here, even with the teeth. I mean, it's especially better than this guy. Let's just get a close-up of that. Yeah. Alright, here we have the best toy from this entire toy line, in my opinion. The 13-inch Raging Hulk. This thing is massive. It is a very large, but fairly lightweight figure. I mean, it's definitely hollow on the inside, but it's a very sturdy figure. It even has soft good pants, which, do collect dust, but they look better than anything painted on. Sadly, it looks like my figure actually had some, little paint scuffs right here. I really don't know what this is. I should probably, try and clean it off one day, but there's just little marks all over it. It still looks decent. There's just little paint mishaps, but that just comes with the age of the figure. Well, regardless, it's a good figure, it's a nice shelf piece, and it's probably the only accurate size scaling for the 2003 Hulk. Let's just bring in, good old Tobey Maguire here. About accurate to the movie. Yes, Hulk got about 15 feet tall in that movie. Why? He's angry. Of course, that's why he got that big. Who cares? It's a comic book movie. And comparing him to about the size of the Walkie-talkie Hulk, yeah, this one definitely towers over him. There's another version with blue pants and a more calm expression, but I went for the one with the, the angry expression. Alright, next up we have the smaller figures, which were considered the Mainline. When you think of the Hulk 2003 toys, you're going to be thinking about this scale. So we're going to go from left to right. Okay, up first we have the superposable Leaping Hulk. This was one of my favorite figures growing up, but I have to say, immediately I just cut off whatever that string was that held it up. If you know what I'm talking about, it came with some weird gimmick where it was tied and you would like lift him up like a yo-yo and it would bounce like he's supposed to be jumping, but that was really dumb. I would have preferred just a prop for him to throw, maybe another wall for him to smash, but just having a superposable figure of Hulk was perfectly fine. It worked just well for me. He could move his hand. He had the weird butterfly joints that yeah, you left some gaps back there. Other than that, decent posability, really good paint apps. I always liked how they did the shorts with this nice wash of shading over it. Overall, this was probably one of my favorite figures, but not my favorite figure. Up next, we have the Punching Hulk, which is probably one of the more common figures you saw on this line. It actually looks a lot like the video game. If you remember in the video game, he was wearing blue pants. He never does that in the movie, but I mean, in the game, if you want a video game accurate Hulk figure, this is your guy. Decent paint, decent sculpt. I always liked that they paid a lot of attention to the rips and tears of the pants. You even had this little section which they forgot to paint, but you can imagine this would be green, this would be another tear. Comes with two gimmicks. One is this lever at the back, which doesn't really move the arms anymore. Back when it was actually a new figure, it would make these arms, you know, do that, basically. Yeah, he punches. It's called Punching Hulk, he punches. Who's surprised? Look at him go. It's like an old He-Man figure in that regard. But this was another one of my favorite Hulks. There's another Hulk that uses this exact same body called the Rampaging Hulk, but has a different screaming head. Here, this just looks, well, like a grumpy, frowning Hulk, which is still fine, it's whatever. And of course, it came with this really cool ball. Just hold it down right here, and yay, he did it. Next up, we have the Smash and Crush Hulk, which was another one of my favorites, mostly because of what it came with, not necessarily for the figure itself, but the figure itself is still fine. We'll go ahead and take a look at that one first. Decent sculpt overall, although I noticed every single one of these Hulks had a different body sculpt. I mean, this body is clearly different than this one. This one has a lot more going on in the neck here. This one has a completely different neck. They both have different heads. Every single Hulk in this line was a different body sculpt, which I gotta applaud them. Unlike the 2008 movie, they didn't really reuse molds all that often. They did later on about series 2 of the figures that came out, but overall these were still nice. And the gimmick here is you squeeze the leg and he does that. He roars and he bites your finger. It's an okay Hulk. It's a decent Hulk, and actually I really like how close it is to the movie. Stretchy purple shorts. They weren't this dark in the movie, but, you know, this still looks a lot like how it did. Sadly, the face sculpt kind of suffers from, you know, him doing this. The accessory, though, this is where the real fun of this figure was. Now, sadly, as it's aged, it doesn't hold up as well, but basically what it was is you would press this up, and it would click into place, and then you would get your Hulk, and you would do this. You would smash it down, and this is all made out of a rubber, so whenever you press anything, the rubber would dent. And it's a pretty neat effect. There's also just a lot of good sculpt work on this. You don't get accessories and, you know, gimmicks like this anymore, and I kind of miss that, but at the same time, I don't buy toys anymore. I buy old stuff, so what do I have to complain about? Okay, up next we have two masks from the 03 Hulk merchandise line. We have a very angry, cool-looking one, and the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And on top of that, we also have the classic Hulk hands. I mean, what can be said about these things that haven't already been said a million times? These are the best toy from this entire thing. They are the funnest toy. I got punched in the head about a million times with them, and they still hold up well even today. About, what, 23 years later? This one doesn't make sounds, but this one... What? I don't ever put batteries in these when I have them stored away, but luckily one of them still works. So we'll take a look at these two masks really quick, and we'll start with this one. Okay, I know it's supposed to be a toy for children, but who decided to have plastic, oh god, overly tight, weird, hard, irritating straps? Just use elastic. Whose idea was this? This is the worst. But you know what else is horrible? This. Yeah, this is by far the weirdest Hulk mask I've ever seen. I mean, it is the most stoic, Giga Chad looking facial expression, but mixed with the empty mouth and hollow eyes. This is terrifying. This is the scariest Hulk mask I've ever seen. I mean, the paint job still looks pretty good on it. I like the shading, I like the detail to the lips, eyebrows, and the hair is pretty nice. But who decided to give Hulk this expression for a mask? My only guess is that it's supposed to mimic this guy a little bit, where he's just looking stoic and frowning, and like someone stole the last of the Ruffles chips when you were clearly saving them for after work, but nobody cares, so you don't have any Ruffle chips for. I seriously don't know where they went wrong with this mask. But luckily they released a different one. This mask actually came with something called the Hulk Mega Muscles set. I had that as a kid thinking it was a full costume. It wasn't. It was just a shirt with felt green parts that had stuffing in them, and the gimmick was you could inflate the muscles bigger, but really all you did was stick balloons in the front of the chest. It just made you feel like you were bloated and overweight. It really didn't make you feel stronger. Really, you could have just gotten one of the other Hulk costumes of the time and gotten the same effect, and it would have looked better too, and it would have been a full costume instead of like half a shirt. I'll throw up a diagram here so you can see what I was talking about, but it's really cheap. Very cheap is the key word. And the mask is terrifying. But it's kind of a fun, obscure thing for Hulk 03 collectors, I guess. Okay, and here we have the actual best mask from this. This was the voice changer mask that I had as a kid, but well, sadly it didn't come with a voice changer thing, and also I decided to modify it. And by modify it, I mean I glued in white mesh and then painted green around it. The effect is really nice. It actually kind of looks like a cool piece, and you can, of course, you can see through it pretty well. I mean, it's not terrible. The, on my copy at least, these were really, really loose. So when I was running around with it, these all clicked off, and I have pretty much no way to wear this now. But it did have elastic. Unlike this thing, which for some reason uses this bendy but still uncomfortable strapping system. Why? Why would you use this for a mask? This looks painful, and it is painful. Out of the two masks, this one is clearly better. Pair this with some Hulk hands, and man, do you have a good-looking Hulk outfit. Oh, and to show you how creepy this mask is, here's a picture of me wearing it. You won't like me when I don't have teeth. Oh god, it's falling off. It doesn't fit me at all. Because I'm a man. And this was intended for 4-year-olds, I'm pretty sure. Do I look like Eric Bana yet? I'm angry, so I'm shaking my fist to let you know how angry I am. Oh god, that's terrifying. You can like see my teeth behind it. This is so scary. I mean, this would give anyone nightmares. I feel like such an idiot right now. I guess the only other thing that I have that's kind of interesting is this 2003 Hulk blanket. I had this since I was a kid. Like, look at that. You can cuddle up next to the Hulk and let him protect you at night. Wait, isn't the Hulk radioactive? Alright, well, that's pretty much everything I have in terms of Hulk 2003 merchandise. I do plan on getting a replacement for this mask and also another figure or two. Oh, and one other thing. I have the 2003 game, and I also have the superior Hulk game, Ultimate Destruction, both for PlayStation 2. I don't know how to end this. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this smells incredibly weird. I don't like how it smells. Don't subscribe to this channel. Hulk doesn't like any of you. He doesn't like any of you. Hulk doesn't like any of you. In fact, you guys make me angry. Oh god, you can see like my lips through the... You can see my lip through the teeth. I should not be licking this thing.